Okay, a very good evening to Miss Cassie, fellow classmates. Today my group and I we would like to present to you about a future city called the Blue Mystic. Making it or constructing a city to be a very well-known city requires 5 aspects, which is security, water and waste management, hospitality and tourism, transport, energy management, and disaster relief, and last but not least, green building. So without further ado, I would like to call upon Max to start off with the first aspect.
Good afternoon, Miss Cassie and my fellow batchmates.
Good evening.
Good evening. Okay, I'm sorry. Good evening, Miss Cassie and my fellow batchmates. Today I'll be talking about the security in our future city. Now, the definition of security, according to Oxford Dictionary, is the state of being protected or safe from harm, things done to make people or places safe. Now, before we talk about security in our future city, we must first find out and know the key findings for policy. Extreme security measures restrict people's mobility. In other words, too much security or heavy-handed security will cause the people, the citizens of the city, to feel less freedom and more restricted. That security provisions should support urban functions and it should not disrupt the city. Also, informal security networks should be studied as components of security systems. For example, as for informal security networks, such as community groups or, for example, neighbors in our neighborhood should work together to keep their neighborhoods safe, instead of relying too much on the security guards. Next, I would like to talk about the security in our future city. The security in our future city will be a lighter, more flexible and cooperative approach. Meaning that it will allow more space for the people, more movement for the management of conflict. Security must be well integrated with other critical aspects of the city, such as community groups, public spaces, national or religious events. The importance of security in our city is to support and protect infrastructure projects such as roads, sewers, or water supplies, and it will also help to protect and keep safe for critical services such as education, healthcare, and utilities such as schools or hospitals. As for doing this, we should use a more technological advanced surveillance system such as drones or drone system, maybe to keep using flying cameras around to be more efficient. Now, to go more in depth in technology and more in depth into our surveillance system, we will be using a real-time cloud-based system. For example, if a thief were to set off an alarm in a floor in a museum, the data will be sent to the cloud system and into the glasses of security guards in the museum. So it will happen in an instant. Next, home door locks. Homeowners will be able to use their smartphones to be able to unlock their home doors. They'll be able to enter their passcodes or their thumbprints to access their doors. Homeowners can also send guest invites if they're having a dinner party to their guests. So they'll be able to access their homes without them being to open the door for them. Next, I'll pass it on to Yang to talk about our third aspect of our city, which is water management.
Hi everybody, I'm going to talk about water and waste management, so let's talk about water management first. So, in our future city, we have this water permeable paving. So what does this do actually? Well, in the soil or the grass, we'll layer it with another layer. So this layer, it actually allows the water on the surface to be able to pass through and into the soil. So when it reaches the soil, it actually channels down into our next thing, which is the underground water tank. Okay, so this underground water tank, it's actually kept underground, so it redirects and collects all the water from the grass, the soil, the roads, and even from the roofs down into the underground water tank. So this underground water tank, it has its own benefit, which is quite convenient and compact because it's kept underground, and because it's covered with soil. It's kept at a cool temperature. It's kept at a cool temperature and away from the dangerous UV light. Okay. Next, is the waste management. Okay. Next. So, for our city, we'll be talking about a no landfill policy. No landfill policy. So, all around you, you can see like trash cans, which is quite useful. But with our new trash cans, okay, it's actually channeled down directly into an underground system, where it directly flows, takes the rubbish and goes to a nearest waste station. Okay, so this trash can is divided into three kinds, which is organic waste, recyclable materials, and mixed waste. So, next. In our waste station, okay, for the organic waste, it will actually churn and process it into fertilizers. While the recyclable materials are recycled, and the mixed waste is actually converted into fuel through gasification process. Okay, next. So this no landfill policy is quite nice, quite amazing, I would say, because there won't be any more big bulky trash.
Surprise.
So there won't be this kind of transport anymore, there won't be any more landfills. Okay? All of our waste will be reused, converted, or recycled. There won't be any more waste materials to replace, and there won't be any more landfill. So say no more to landfill. Okay. Next, I'll pass it out to Daniel Chow Kok Teng to talk about hospitality and tourism.
Hi guys, today I will talk about hospitality and tourism. Okay, say no more to printed cash and say hello to numeric hand-in cash system. This system allows you to pay anything you bought by using your hand and just scan it. Next. Okay, the teleporting fridge. Okay, this fridge actually acts like a pet that follows you anywhere you go, and just think of it and the fridge will just appear right next to you, and the food instantly teleports from the market into your fridge, and by paying the item you want to buy, like I said, use your hands. Nightclubs, huh? How about day clubs? Okay, day clubs. Actually, there are two sections for day clubs that separates into for kids and for adults. Well, for kids, they are like balloons, party hats, and clowns. And yeah, you can rave during daytime. And also natural view. We have three views, like offshore wind farm view, underwater boat tunnel view, and also beach view. And that's about it. Pass the time to Darshini explain the fourth aspect.
Okay, transport. Transport is basically transportation system to be able to be moving from one place to another. Next. So in our city, we have implemented elevated bike tracks and biometro vehicles. Elevated bike tracks as in everybody, all the citizens in the city, they are able to go to one place to another by just cycling. And it's high speed and it's pollution free. The next one is biometric vehicles. Biometric vehicles are of public transportation, whereby it is called biotaxi and biotransmit bus, whereby they are very quiet, they are pollution free, noise free, air pollution free as well. They are mainly used for working adults to go around to their working places. Next will be energy management. Energy management for our city, we are concentrating on power and electric supply. So therefore, we have two types of energy management, which is solar power solution and wind energy management. Solar power solution is basically the glasses of our city. It's basically photovoltaic polymers whereby they absorb sunlight, natural sunlight, to generate electricity and power. Wind energy management is whereby we have vertical turbines to channel renewable air throughout the city so that everybody can be breathing clean air all the time. So the next I'll pass to Michelle to talk about disaster relief.
Hi, I'm going to talk about the disaster relief. So disaster impact on entire communities, which brings loss of life and damage to properties and infrastructure. So disaster response is very important to rescue people from danger and to stabilize people in physical and emotional conditions. So when disaster strikes, our disaster management will first respond with life-saving emergency aid, and then we will save for long terms to help families recover and rebuild. Within the first couple of hours, our staff members, which is closest to the disaster, will report the level of severity and need to us, and we will provide emergency relief. While within the 24 hours, our pre-position relief supplies will be transported and distributed to the victims. For the first week, we will continuously distribute emergency aid and relief to the residents affected by disaster. While for the following month, we will help families stabilize by providing assistance with temporary shelter, water, sanitation and hygiene, healthcare and economics properties. So these are the emergency shelters provided for the victims. First is the solar powered flat pack shelter. It is very easy to be transported and assembled, as it just needs to be built in just 4 hours, and it can fill in 5 people. It also has solar powered roofing, which people living inside don't need to use candles and kerosene lamps, which can also prevent danger of fire. The next thing is the accordion recovery shelter. It can fill in 4 people, and it is very easy to be set up, as it can only be done only 1 person. And it can be collapsed into 2 shapes, which is horseshoe or flat shape, depending on which is easier to be transported. Moreover, the high-tech emergency shelter. It can sustain itself for up to a month without any resources by reusing water. And it also consists of built-in beds and office desks. It has toilet, kitchens, and storage for supplies. The unique aspect of this shelter is its pixelated skin that can light up, which can serve as a signage, providing emergency information to the people in the communities. Lastly, the portable bubble house. This portable bubble house comes with a starter kit accommodating 2 days stay. And its wall is made up of lightweight plastic, and it is put on over an aluminium frame, and it also has water hookup kitchen, laundry and lighting. I'll pass it to David.
Hi everyone, I'll be talking about green buildings. So what are green buildings? Is it because you just put trees or grass on the buildings to make it, does it make it a green building? For example, this one. Do you guys think it's a green building? Yeah. Why? It's green. Well, it's not. Just because you put plants on the whole building, it doesn't make it a green building. So the definition of green buildings is refers to a structure and using process that is environmentally responsible and resource efficient throughout a building cycle life, from siting to design, construction, operation, maintenance, renovation, and also demolition. These are the 5 aspects of green building: sustainable, energy efficient, water saving, indoor environmental quality, 5, and the 5th one is material selection. So if you have all these aspects in your building, you have a green building. So these are the benefits of having a green building. You'll lower the carbon emissions by 35%, water usage, energy use, and space waste. So as you can see, it reduces so much things. This is one of the iconic buildings that will be in my city, which is the Heavens. It will be the 7th wonder of the world. It will be a premium offshore resort, hotel with superficial and underwater installations, commercial center, and residential quarters. It's really nice. So this is the commercial center.
That's the restaurant. Isn't
Yeah, it's also the commercial.
Wow, all this time I thought it was residential.
Yeah, so this is the resort. You can see everyone having fun and the green stuff. Yeah, this is the residential. And the building will not only be just a building like that, it will function as recycling plant for the treatment of the floating garbage in our seas and decontamination plant or seawater to provide clean drinking water for the citizens of my city and also the building. This is how the building will help the city also. It also generates energy by solar, wind, water, and marine energy and thermal energy. The building also has a marine biology laboratory, educational and underwater facilities for people to have fun. And these are the key points of the 7th wonder of the world. The first one will be the Maya legend symbol. The design is shaped like the Mayan serpent god, and its meaning Cancun, nest of the snakes. So you see the slight shape of the snake. And the second one will be the water treatment. It helps clean the sea and also provides clean drinking water. The third one will be zero emissions transportation. Also, like Darsh said, there will be there will be no pollution. It will be 100% eco-friendly. And also, it generates electricity by wind power structural columns. It's like a wind turbine, only in columns. The fifth one will be structural maker stilts. Yeah, central core system, marine platform designed to minimize footprint area, avoiding ecosystem damage. Sixth one will be vertical master planning. It will reduce the footprint at sea level, incorporating the generators to building into modules to add altitude increases generated power. It's also wind generated electricity. And yeah, 7, 8, 9, 10 is also how the building will generate power for the city and also itself. So that's all from me. Thank you.